Hey everybody, wanted to show you another use for PixieBrix that I found where I'm able to scrape data from the Airbnb website. The use case is that I like to be able to compare different Airbnb locations and do some sort of quick calculations on them. So what I do is, let's say I've got like a date here that I've been looking at for properties. Here, let me just actually go over here. All right, so we're looking for properties on Airbnb. We put in some dates just to make this realistic here. Search, return some results here. Okay, so let's say I go to this one. I want to be able to, quickly reference this. And I know you can save it to a list, but there's specific things that I want to be able to get from it. So I created this button where when I hit send to sheet, it creates a row in the in my Google sheet that says the name of the place, a link to it, total price, and how many beds are available. And then I've got some other fields in here that are other things that I may calculate later. To be honest, I could calculate some of this in PixieBrix, but I don't necessarily, but you could if you wanted to. And so here's how that works. Works on any single page. You'll notice I have my little icon here. So let's go under the hood and show you how this is set up. So first of all, open your PixieBrix page editor. And once you're there, you can see I've got my Airbnb button. So all I did was I clicked add and button, and that opens up the selector for grabbing an input. I grabbed the share button, you can see here. So if I move this to the side, when it opened up the selector, I just clicked that guy, and I went ahead and gave it a send icon just to be fun. And I moved it to the start, so it showed up before it rather than after it. So that's what I did there. You see all the data we get from it includes that title, and includes that URL that I end up referencing in the spreadsheet. And then the next brick I added is the Jquery Selector reader. And so what I do is I use that to be able to grab all those different pieces of data from the Airbnb page. And this doesn't work on every single website, but it was actually extremely easy on Airbnb because they seem to be pretty consistent in where they put that data. So you can see on pretty much every page, this is the div that contains the name of the property. This is the div that contains that total before taxes, and then this sort of grouping right here, I think it goes, yeah, guest, bedroom, and bed. So this sort of grouping right here shows how many beds are there. So all I had to do was add a property, and then it opens up that selector where I can go grab it. So I click that, and you can see I can highlight anything here. So if I wanted to add the host, or let's say maybe I wanted to add number of stars or something like that, or number of reviews, I could just click on that and then name that whatever I want and be able to port that data over if I wanted to. I actually don't want to do anything with that, so I'm just going to remove that one. But you can see this is how I've got the name, the cost, and the number of beds. So all I'm doing there is grabbing that. And I think this defaults to name like output or something, but I like to call it data because I'm going to get data. And the way you'll reference these pieces is just data at data dot name dot cost and dot beds. So super easy. It's grabbing it here. You can actually see in the preview to check it out what it's actually grabbing here. So you can see convenience, comfort, and class, beds. I'm not sure why it's not showing costs, but it generally will. And you can see in my example, it did actually grab that. So should be good to go there. And then the last brick that you need is the add Google Sheet row. So I add that one in here, and all you do is select which spreadsheet you want it to be. You might have to connect it to a thing or two, but it'll pop up with this modal showing you all the different options of your spreadsheets, and then you'll select a tab, but you'll select which tab you want it under if you need to specify. And then you just map out the data where you want it to go. So what you will need to do is make sure your spreadsheet is ready for this data ahead of time. So when you build your spreadsheet, have that first row be your column headers of the data you're wanting. And then when you're back over here in PixieBrix, you just need to map it to where you want. So it'll automatically grab these header names, and then you just tell it where PixieBrix where to get that data from. So for location name, I remember we grabbed it over in here. So I go at data.name, and it grabs whatever's in that H1. Same with the link, actually, it comes from that input.url. total price. You go to the data dot cost, data dot beds, and again, you could grab whatever you want and inject it in here. Then just hit save, and you can try it out. Like I said, just hitting that button, it'll probably do the same thing again because you just saw what I added there. So we've got location name, we've got that URL, total price, and we've got one bed right there. So super easy to do. Hope you find that helpful. And yeah, let's try it on one more just to kind of demo it out. But like I said, I've generally had a lot of luck with this working on most pages. So let's try it here. Send to sheet. And yeah, we've got the name, a new link, the total cost, and the total number of beds. So yeah, hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.